Topic number 2 in section 2.3 is graphing linear functions. And you're going to see in the next few examples there are a number of different methods. First of all, method number 1, which this video talks about, is using the slope and one point that is given on a line. So for instance, let's say that I have an example of a slope given that is equal to, let's say, 2/3. And let's say that I tell you that one of the points on this particular graph is the point 0, 1. And I'm going to graph this particular piece of information. Well, very simply, the first thing I plot is the point. If you know any point on a graph whatsoever, put a dot there, 0, 1. Now I freehand drew my graph. Maybe it's best if you use some of the graph paper that I have in my room, but otherwise, if you draw it nice and neatly, that is okay as well. Now, we all know slope is equal to rise over run. Therefore, the top number is how much I go up and down, and the bottom number is how much I go left and right. And I always recommend that you go right. Never go to the left. Go to the right. So therefore, I start at the point 0, 1, and I notice my run is 3. So I'm going to count over 1, 2, 3 spots, and then the rise at the same time is up 2. 1, 2. And I'm going to put a nice big dot there because that's the next point on my graph. And I'm going to do this again. I recommend that you always have at least 3 points on every graph so that therefore we know it's linear. So again, I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to go up 2, and I'm going to put a nice big dot there. And using something straight, which I don't have to my ability on the smartboard, but use a ruler or something to draw a nice straight linear function, and that is the graph for my particular problem. It has a run of 3 and a rise of 2 both times. Therefore, that's where your slope comes out to be 2/3. All right, next one. I'm going to erase what I have here. And let's say that I have a slope equal to -3. And let's say it says the point goes through, or the line goes through the point 0, 0. Well, very simply, I plot the dot 0, 0. And now, how do you make your slope a fraction? So it's in the form rise over run. I hope we all know that we put it over 1. If it's not in fraction form, please do that. The top number is the rise, the bottom number is the run. So from this dot right here, it says run 1. So I'm going to go to the right 1 and then down 3. This is where the negative sign comes in. Very important to remember, negative means the slope falls from left to right. Our line is going to go down from left to right, just like you read. So therefore, I'm going to put a nice big dot there. And then one more time, I need 3 dots. So I'm going to go run 1 and then rise -3. So I'm going to end up right somewhere down there. And hopefully with a nice straight ruler, I can draw a straight line that represents this particular graph. And that's how you graph using a slope and one point. Now, I would like you to stop the video, and I would like you to do this particular problem. I want you to graph a slope of -5/2 and through the point -3, 4. All right, -3, 4 is up here. The slope is negative. Therefore, I go to the right 2, and then I'm going to go down 5. So I go over 1, 2, and then down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right to there. And I'm going to do it again, over 2. 1, 2, and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and put a nice big dot. And hopefully, I didn't quite draw that one straight, but I think you get the point. Hopefully you notice that our run is 2 and we went down 5, and that is where our slope comes from, -5/2. And that's how you graph using slope and 1 point.